Good morning, everybody. How are we doing today? Good morning, everybody. How are we doing today? There we go. All right. Good morning, everybody. Hi, everybody. Josh Thomas, Wizards of the Coast. I serve as Senior Key Account Manager over at the business out of Seattle, Washington. I've been coming to Canada Plays since they've started, so I recognize a lot of faces here in the room today. Plenty of new faces. Happy to meet you. Come by the booths. Come say hi. The things we're talking about today are a little bit different than the things we've done in the past. Usually I come up on stage and I ramble on about a thing you read on the internet 2 weeks ago. Well, we're not going to do that this time. Hopefully some of you have read some of these details, but the thing we're focused on for this show and a lot of the conversations we might have had already is about the changes we're making to the Wizards Play Network this year. Not scary changes, exciting, good changes. The presentation today is going to largely focus on what we're doing with the Wizards Play Network. We have a beta test starting now. You can sign up for that today, and we'll give details on that later. But the hard launch for these changes are in Q4 of this year. So what we want to do today is present what exactly we're doing in those spaces, walk you through the tools, the resources, the things that are going to help enable your store to be even better than it is today. Things like analytics, data insights that you may not have had insight into before. Things like feedback from your players. I know it can be really challenging in some spaces to get honest feedback from your players in your store. So we're looking at ways to help streamline that process for you to understand better what your community is thinking and feeling about your events. So while I would love to talk about and ramble on this subject, I thought I would bring somebody along with me to the show. I've got Travis Lamb with me today, who is on the business development side of the business. And he's going to walk you guys through all the fun stuff we have. Travis?
Big night. Yeah, trade season. Thank you, Josh. Ooh, that's loud. Cool. Hey, how's it going, everybody? Thank you again, Josh. As Josh said, my name is Travis Lamb. I've been with Wizards since August. I work on the business development team. I'm really excited to be here today talking to all of y'all about the exciting changes coming to the WPN. Afterwards, we're going to have a bit of a Q&A. If anybody has any questions outside of that as well, you can always visit us at the booth. And yeah, we're just here to answer all of your questions. So let me see if I can mess with this slide deck. Also, a little bit of heads up. I am actually covering for a teammate who caught COVID on Friday. So this is going to be my first time going through this with all of y'all. It's going to be great. So woo. Okay. All right. So the very first thing that I'm here to talk about are metrics. We have been listening to feedback from retailers, from players, from everybody across the board for some time. And the feedback that we got is that, hey, tickets, which is primarily how we measured success inside of the WPN previously, was fairly arbitrary. You know, it was easy to game, potentially. It was very much a pass-fail in a lot of ways. And the way it tied into premium, you would have a one-time application and then an annual review. That is all evolving. So obviously tickets, players at your events playing, still very, very important. But we're also introducing some additional metrics, such as event variety. Do you run just Commander? Do you run pre-release, Commander, Store Championship, Standard? Those different event types are going to feed into a new tier inside of the WPN. And I'm going to be getting into the tiers in just a little bit. Probably should have started with that, but it's okay. On-time event scheduling, also a new metric we're going to be looking at. Do you regularly schedule your events in advance, ideally 2 weeks at a time? This is really just all of this, including the new players and then the customer review ratings, which we're going to get into in more details as well. All of these are going to come together and be your new score. Instead of having a ticket and instead of having a premium pass fail, you're going to have an ongoing snapshot of your metrics, and that will determine your new tier inside of the WPN, which is, should hit that one more time. We're going to get into each of those in more detail in a moment here as well. So yeah, we have broken down the benefits here into 3 distinct pillars, if you will. First is going to be access and participation. This first phase, this is where stores are going to unlock core play programs, pre-release, training resources, as well as new player-facing tools, such as the favorite store feature. Everything you need to participate and begin building a community. We have... Nope, we're good. We have the consistency and engagement pillar, which is really as stores demonstrate reliable play and communication, they're going to unlock capabilities such as the store championships, pre-release prize support, marketing credits, and player broadcast messaging inside of our companion and arena apps, which is something we're introducing for the first time as well. The intention is after you've had the opportunity to get yourself stood up as a WPN location, you're operating maybe in tier 1, tier 2. This is when we start to look for, hey, you've been doing this for a while, you have good cadence, you're building your community, let's start rewarding that. And the intention is to help you build momentum while you're continuing to grow that community. The third pillar is where we're going to recognize excellence and impact. This is where you're going to see benefits that are designed for stores that are consistently delivering high quality experiences at scale. So for those who were premium previously, this is where you'll be living. And this is what stores who, for whatever reason, could not obtain premium previously can now build towards. Let's see. We're going to have digital visibility on Arena, store branded promotional assets, legendary badging on the store and event locator. There's also, I believe right now at the highest tier, Magicon tickets. We have store promos, store name promos, things like that. As well as, it's really worth calling out with these benefits that these are all subject to change. We are looking to broaden access and expand the benefits we bring back to our retailers. All right. So taken as a whole, this framework today, we have our 2-gate system. This is replacing that with a clear, progressive path where consistency and community building are recognized at every stage. Also, as we went over with the metrics, and as there's more information available about the metrics, we want to hear from all of you. We need and want iterative feedback so we can continue to improve this. The whole point of the WPN changes is to really facilitate the needs that historically maybe haven't been. And, it really doesn't help if we can't fix anything if we don't know what needs to be fixed. So please continue to share your feedback with us in constructive ways, please. So now many of these benefits are going to feel familiar. Some of these are actually brand new. Let's see. It says I'm going to be covering some of these benefits today, but I want to call out 2 things. As I said before, many are in development. Many may change. There's going to be lots of copy about that when you read through all of the articles. That's because this is a living, breathing update. And then, of course, more details are available on the WPN website, but we'll have the Q&A at the end as well. All right, so what does it mean for you? To help you navigate this new progression path, we're excited to introduce the new WPN dashboard. This is going to be where you spend a lot of time managing your store's tier. This is where you're going to have these metrics that we've described surface to you and Wizards privately. These things, including like the customer scores, none of that goes out to the public. And yeah, this data is going to be updated daily. It's going to include customer reviews. You'll be able to see where you're at in the new framework and what you're working towards in the next tier. You'll be able to track progress over time. It's going to be a quarterly snapshot, which is how you'll advance through the tiers. And this dashboard is going to equip you with the tools to know exactly where you stand in this new framework. All right, so with that, I think I have a short video here that's going to be covering, there's stuff on the slides. Cool. We're having fun today, folks. So yeah, interact with your daily data, apply the framework, discover new benefits, track progress over time, give us lots and lots of feedback. Also worth calling out, this interface here is very much likely to change. It's going to get better, snazzier, fancier. But we wanted to give y'all a little bit of a preview of that. So let's see if this video will play. Well, there's didn't look like a video. No, we're just, I don't know. Man. Who did this slide deck? All right, cool. Well, let's just get this back on track.
Here's an early look at the new WPN dashboard. It brings your key performance signals together in one place, so you can clearly see how your store is doing over time. When you open your dashboard, you're looking at a profile that reflects your store's reported activity and current tier. That context anchors everything else on the page. If you manage multiple stores, you can use the drop-down at the top of the page to toggle between store locations. Just below the store header, you'll see the benefits associated with your tier. Benefits refresh on a quarterly cadence, and once unlocked, remain active for the full quarter, subject to program compliance and WPN policies. Some benefits may include additional requirements or conditions, which are explained in related program resources available through the dashboard. Together, this helps you understand not just where your store stands, but what that tier means in practical terms. Next is today's metric snapshot. This view shows how your recent activity aligns at this moment and how it compares with the tier scale. Think of it as a point-in-time signal. The dashboard is designed to help you track momentum early while keeping the focus on patterns across the quarter rather than day-to-day movement. Below that, your metrics are grouped into 3 performance areas: play, community, and customer experience. These pillars show how different parts of your store's activity fit together. Within each area, you can see the individual metrics that contribute to your overall performance. Each metric includes a trend view that shows how activity changes over time across different time ranges, and in some cases, compared to a previous period. If you manage multiple stores, you can select several to see their trends at the same time. Small, daily shifts are normal. What matters most is direction and consistency across the quarter. Key event windows, such as a Magic the Gathering pre-release, will be highlighted automatically to provide additional context around changes in activity. If you want to explore a metric in more detail, you can open the detailed view and access additional context, definitions, and related resources. Taken together, the dashboard brings your activity, performance trends, and tier placement into one view. Tiers are evaluated on a quarterly cadence. Once benefits are unlocked, they remain active for the full quarter. This structure is designed to provide clarity and predictability, even as daily values move. The WPN dashboard is designed to give you confidence as you plan ahead. By bringing performance signals together in one place, it helps you understand where your store stands and where to focus next. For deeper explanations of individual metrics or how performance connects to tiers and benefits, you can explore the linked articles and resources at any time.
Wow, that was great. We should love it with that. So yeah, with the new dashboard, as you can see, it's designed to put the information in your guys' hands. So it's designed to allow your stores to succeed, allow you guys to continue to scale with consistent activations. So not only going to have an opportunity to review your store data at a point in time, you'll also be able to have historical data, and you'll be able to learn about different program benefits as well as ways you can improve your stores, your event scheduling, etc. Yeah. So what else do we have here? Something else that's really worth calling out in regards to the dashboard, which is just totally, completely escaping my brain. I just had a thought, Josh, but you're gone. So let's look at what else is in development. As you're going to progress along the incentive track, some of the benefits unlocked aren't just operational. Sorry, I'm going to pause myself. I'm terrible at this, obviously, but with that dashboard, it's really worth calling out that the whole point of it being on a quarterly refresh is that single one-off events or negative reviews don't have an outsized impact on you. So using your dashboard, you'll be able to see, hey, look, these one-off events, these customer who you could never make happy for whatever reason, or this event where your power went out or it had to be canceled, those things aren't going to be dragging you down. Instead, you'll be able to have your average over the quarter, which will allow you to improve your numbers. So yeah, as you're progressing along the incentive track, there we go. As you progress along the incentive track, some of the benefits unlocked aren't just operational. They're going to be visible directly to players. Companion is a great example of this. One of the first benefits that we're showcasing is the favorite store function. This is going to allow you to strengthen the relationship between players and their local stores by giving these players a clear way to identify, follow, and return to the stores that they care about. Additionally, players are going to have saved events, which makes it easier for players to keep track of upcoming events they intend to attend and share those events with others, reinforcing repeat engagement, reducing friction around participation, and turning these scheduling and these calendar invites into a social engagement for your players as well. Finally, broadcast messaging. This is going to allow us to surface store-driven messages directly inside of the companion app, helping you reach players where they already are without relying on social or email. They'll be able to get a push notification from the app itself. So these tools are designed to help increase visibility, build community, and convert engagement into attendance. One feature that I'm particularly excited about is that broadcast messaging. You're going to be able to get in front of your players in a way that you've never been able to before. So what is that going to look like? Here, you're going to see an example of a store creating a broadcast message right in Event Link. I want to call out a few things that you may notice as you're reviewing the screen too. You can actually schedule when you want these events to go out, so you can create a calendar of reminders for your players. And in this example, you can see that the store has 2 messages scheduled. One is targeting an upcoming event, and we'll send that information to them to guarantee their spot. The second is actually targeting lapsed players with a special offer. So then on this screen, you'll see our vision for how oh, nope, went too far. You'd think that anyways. So you can see our vision for how messages are going to be constructed. Just like every other UI element, expect this to change, improve, get better. Please continue to give us feedback. A store is going to be able to select a cohort they would like to target with messages. That's also a new functionality. They'll be able to select a template that they want to send. You send it and then it goes out. On the player side, they're going to get a push notification or an inbox notification inside of the companion app. They'll be able to go ahead, check it out, see a thank you message, a call to action, an invite to attend an upcoming event, a notification about a pre-release. There's a lot of granularity in how you're going to be able to use this. And we think that this is going to be a powerful tool for stores to grow and sustain their communities. But we're not stopping with just this. There's all sorts of things we're doing. We're going to be expanding support with new web-based learning tools designed to help you run and grow your business. I think I got this. I did something right once. The Retailer Success Hub is going to be bringing together training, deep dives, and practical resources, both Wizards developed and surfaced by the community, to help you operate more efficiently and strengthen that same community. We're also going to be introducing the WPN Roundtable. I think something similarly existed in the past, but this is going to be an exclusive online space for store owners who can connect with one another. And it's a place where experienced stores can share what's working, emerging stores can learn from their peers, and the global WPN community can grow stronger together. Like that. Discussion boards. I think we all know what those are. And something that's come up quite a bit, we get a lot of questions about this, is the customer review functionality. So currently, when a player attends your events, afterwards, they're already getting a notification. It's got 2 questions. On a scale of 1 to 5, how did we do? The second question is, why did you give that score? And both of those entries are going to be very, very powerful tools for all of you and your locations. When a player submits their score and then they have that, why did it matter? Why did I give this score? You'll be able to gain insight and analytics into what's working or not working for your locations. Maybe you discover, hey, every Friday our bathrooms don't get cleaned enough. Maybe you discover that, hey, the way our tables are set up is better than anybody else. If you can figure that one out, let me know. That'd be cool. But the thing that's really important to note about this is private to you. These do not go out to the public. These are not Google reviews. Players not going to see, oh, this store is 2 stars. Nothing like that. These are truly tools meant for all of you. So let's see. What else do we have here? We've heard a lot of feedback that people wanted this information, but there's not always a lot of bandwidth to check in with your players. And so this takes a lot of the burden off of you. As part of the new WPN, you're going to have visibility into exactly how your community feels about your in-store experience. And we'll be able to give you credit for delivering those exceptional experiences. Because your customer score is going to be a metric, it will be part of the new tiering system. And then online, we're going to have a lot more information about how all of these metrics come together to determine your tier. But let's see, I think we should be getting into a little bit of information about how the benefits are structured around the tiers. And a shout out for Arena as well, because we are also including Arena in the benefits track for the first time. So at some of the higher tiers, just like with the companion app, you're going to be able to broadcast to your players inside of Arena, landing in their inboxes or in their player carousels. So when they're playing digitally, you will be able to interact with them and invite them to your physical play session or experience. Not only that, the carousel will showcase your upcoming events. Players will be able to see what you have planned as soon as they land into the main screen. And additionally, Arena is developing an achievement system that will reward players for joining your in-store events. So not only will we have the digital achievements and Arena tie-in, we're also bringing that experience to the in-store play that you have with your players. And, honestly, all of this comes together to hopefully create a more welcoming path for those digital first players to explore their LGSs. But we're still not done. We've got some additional call outs and the carousel access, the broadcast messaging, and the digital rewards out. I'm sorry, I should have been clicking through this. We're figuring this out, gang. Okay, another topic that's come up quite a bit, Dungeons and Dragons. As Dungeons and Dragons focuses on closer collaboration with the core hobby channel, we're taking the first steps towards deeper partnership with local game stores. I'm sure, hopefully, most of y'all saw the recent announcement about the Dungeons and Dragons season of horror that's coming out. This all ties together. So later this year, you're going to see D&D organized play in a very big way, along with exclusive in-store rewards for both DMs and players. And for the first time, D&D Beyond will have a store and event locator as well, an integration that makes it easier for those same digital players to discover and attend those local events. And it'll feed straight from an event link, so you don't need to learn yet another event scheduling tool. Just do everything you've always done, but now it says D&D instead of Magic. All right, so we've talked a lot about what's changing, but what's staying the same matters too. All WPN stores are going to continue to receive 2-week early access to select D&D content, as well as the alt covers. Those are going to continue to remain available through North American core distribution. And the D&D stuff, I think anybody who's checked the online content, anyone who caught our Gamma presentation, anyone who's talked to us this week already, this is just a starting point. D&D is really exploding in a big way. And as the WPN continues to evolve, we want to continue to build tools and benefits that bring D&D into the house, not leaving it outside in the rain. And we want D&D to be as valuable to your business, potentially, as Magic. That is the true end goal. Slides, man, they're so bizarre. You'd think there'd be like a queue. Hey, click the button. There's more cool stuff. So what's next? We started this journey thoughtfully, sharing the new WPN with just a few stores to collect their feedback. But the time has finally come for us to invite everybody to join us. We have open signups for the beta currently live on our website. I will warn you, I'm part of the team that manages those. We have had thousands of applications. I promise we are processing them all, but it will take time. So if you did apply, trust me, we know we are working on it. But if selected to participate, you will continue to receive your current WPN benefits and program support exactly as you do today. But this is going to give you an opportunity to start exploring what we are building and to collect that feedback from you. This feedback is going to directly shape how the program evolves, and we are targeting a full launch in early 2027. So something else that I really feel is very worth calling out. A lot of folks have asked me, hey, when this goes live, am I tier 0? How does this work? We're actually going to, when we go live, look at your last 3 months as a snapshot, and that's going to determine your placement on day 1. So nobody is starting from scratch. If you continue to perform at the excellent high level that we've come to expect from Canada's LGSs, you will all find yourselves in some of the highest tiers, unlocking new benefits that you've never had access to before. All right, so for those interested, you can scan here to express interest in the beta. This is also available online. Do not worry too much about trying to capture this. We have the exact same QR code at our booth as well. But if you're interested, feel free to scan this. I think there may also be a version of the code in the swag bag. Don't quote me on that. And we have a ton of articles talking about all of this in extreme depth, going over all of the changes, all of the details. So feel free to explore. And with that, I think we're going into some Q&A. Thank you, everybody. We made it. We did it.
Any questions, anyone? Let's start over here.
Josh, help me.
I'm here. Don't worry, Travis.
Rick, I imagine there's going to be a lot of stuff about Magic. I'd like to ask about the D&D stuff, though. You mentioned that D&D Beyond's looking at having a store finder, store locator.
Yes.
Will that just be for organized events? Or so basically, we have a couple of private rooms that people can hire out to use. That would be quite nice to just be on there and saying, come and play your game here instead, not your basement,
Yeah, great question. I believe that it will be very similar to the current store and event locator experience for Magic. So, official events following the event templates that we make available. I don't believe at this time that we are intending on having a free form template.
Yeah, sounds right to me. And you're right. It'll operate very similar to the way that Magic does, in that you can schedule a specific event that we might be putting on and promoting right through the Wizards Play Network. But if you've got, a Friday night events that you run D&D in these spaces, you can schedule those events, ideally 2 weeks out or more, to market that event on that platform.
We had another question here, I think.
I'm interested in the capability of players to favorite your store and save your events. Does that have any impact on metrics on our end, or it's purely for the player's functionality?
Great question. Purely for the players, although obviously if a player is favoriting your events, if they're adding your or favoriting your store and adding your events to their calendar, they are going to go to your events, and that will help your metrics.
Think of it more as almost like a marketing tool towards your players, right? A way to engage them in other spaces. It's not meant to be a punitive, tactic here. It's meant to support the things that you're trying to do in those spaces.
Yeah, D&D discoverability.
Right.
I know it's possible to utilize EventLink via browser, but has there been consideration for a dedicated app for iOS or Android?
I don't think we have any information on that at this time.
Yeah, not that we're exploring, at least that we've discussed. The big feedback we got from those of you who were around for Wizards Event Reporter, that was the one thing that people despised most, was the need to install an application. The versatility of EventLink being a web-based tool was really valuable for, I hope, a lot of the stores in this room. Being able to run your events off an iPad, or you got to do a quick round matchup, you can pull out your phone and make that happen, right? The versatility is really valuable here, and locking somebody to a PC to manage that may be kind of antithetical to the goal for EventLink, right? That's not saying it's not worth exploring, but of the large value of EventLink, I think, is served through the event or the browser-based strategy we've implemented.
There's a question here.
Yep. So for the arena-based messages, the inbox and the what do you call it? Carousel, thank you. Is that based on just the people that have favorited your store or that have liked your store?
What a great question. Yes. So the people that you'll be marketing towards are those that are effectively opting into that by favoriting your store. So if they favorite one of your specific events, that won't necessarily put them on that list. But if you are their favorite store or one of them, because they can have multiples, that's where that messaging comes in.
All right.
So I know you said your opening tier is based on your last 3 months. When we get access to that dashboard, how far back will the data go? Because right now you have data on all of us. How far back are we going to get access to those past metrics?
I would really encourage you to join the beta program so you can see all of that data, because yes, you are correct. We do have that insight.
Perfect.
So yeah, be sure to sign up for that beta to see the analytics from all of this year up into and through the launch.
Question here.
Hi, so I just had another question. So we're a WPN Premium store. How is that going to work? When it transitions, do you have a certain amount of time we're going to be in a top tier, or do you still take the snapshot, or what's the deal there?
Yeah, really good question. So premium, applications closes March 4th. So no new net premium applications are accepted. When the switchover happens, it will look at your last 3 months as a snapshot, but the tiering system was intentionally designed so that a premium store who does all of the things that make premium stores exceptional should have no problem being in tier 6. But it is not a guarantee. It does depend on your metrics.
Wait, hold on. Hang on. Sorry.
Yeah, so if it's just metrics based, does it matter about any work we've done physically to the store and all the things that were required before? We invested a ridiculous amount of money and now it's just based on metrics. Is that correct, or am I wrong?
Yeah, so the aesthetics portion, as you see, we didn't talk about store aesthetics in this space. So I'll say that good job on investing in your store and creating a better space for your players, right? These things help you build that community, retain and bring in more folks. So we're not, for example, a lot of conversation we had is about my tables and chairs in my store for premium as like a big gate for folks. So we've heard that feedback a lot over the years, and this is one of the ways we can help address that. So the investiture in your own business, I hope you feel proud of that, and your players and fans are big proud of that, because those things help drive your business in the long run.
All right.
Hi, super quick question, just butting onto that. Same thing with the aesthetics of the store. Before, when you, not necessarily with the tables, but you had to have wheelchair accessibility to be a premium store, which I think is very important. So does that still lead into like tier 6? Because if you take that away, then some stores won't necessarily have to deal with that, but that makes it really accessible for a lot of players.
Yeah, it's a really great feedback. And I'll be honest with you, no, it currently doesn't. But I think that's very worth us discussing about ADA compliance and like what we can do to help make sure all people are welcome at the table.
Yeah, and just to kind of add on to the premium side of it, the tiering system is agnostic of anything to do with premium. Obviously, the design was intended so that folks who achieve premium would not, face penalties essentially through the tiering system. But the new tiering system doesn't, in a way, it doesn't care if you were premium before or not. But premium stores will have the metrics to attain the higher tiers right out the gate. That's the hope, anyways.
And I should also mention, just like to piggyback on that, the like where stores fall based on the metrics is still actively being worked on, right? That's why the beta is so important and your participation is really valuable. So we can right size those numbers to make sure they make sense for the environments and the communities that we're working in. So please do sign up for that beta so we can make sure we get these numbers as accurate as we can possibly get moving into the launch next year.
Any other questions, anyone?
You had mentioned at the beginning during the metrics portion about it being a reliable play store. Some of us might not run standard events or store championships. How will that be taken into account just due to non-interest in our community?
Yeah, no, really great question. So I get a lot of questions about the event diversity metric, which is kind of what I think you're asking about a little bit. So stores that only run Commander, as an example, you can theoretically still hit tier 6. Each of the metrics is weighted differently, and how that weighting is done is not currently public. But in theory, by excelling in every area that you can, you should still be able to hit tier 6, even if one of the metrics doesn't necessarily work for your location. But just as Josh has said, it's valuable feedback. We've heard quite a bit, hey, our location, our community, they don't want modern, they don't want standard, they don't want any of these formats. We do this because it's what our community is asking us for. Well, great, we're building community. We're not going to punish you for that. So that is something that we're looking at very closely, and we're considering how that ties into the overall weight.
And given the fact that you've already received over 1,000 applications for the beta program, how many stores are you allowing into this beta program?
It's an open beta.
Okay.
It's just a speed at which me and my team can process them.
Good to know.
Let's just grab one last question. Anybody else have a question? No? I'm just going to grab one directly from Q&A. Maybe you guys answered it. Sorry if I'm repeating. I'm just... was there a plan to change their policy about proxy for a CEDH event that allow reserve lists plus if it could count towards player tickets?
I'm not going to lie. I got none of that.
Okay.
I got the question.
Okay, sorry. It's like that. I read like...
No.
Okay, there you go. There. Awesome. Maybe we could grab one last one. Anyone have another question?
It's a really short answer.
It was really, yeah, exactly. It was question.
Hey Josh,
Hi, Brian.
tell us the story about Strixhaven bundles.
Yeah. So we're all waiting for him. You and me both, Brian. I did get word. I was checking my email last night. It sounds like the bundles are finally moving out of Dallas into distributors' hands. It'll probably land with them early next week is what I'm thinking. And thank you, everybody, for your patience as we're dealing with some exciting times overall on the coast.
I blame Josh. Just because I can.
Thanks, Trav.
All right. Thank you so much, Travis, Josh. Let's give it up for Wizards.
Thanks, everybody.
Thanks so much.
Great game to play.